I'm Margaret, and this is Jacob.
And this is our 2016 Mercedes Sprinter.
This content is sponsored by Outdoorsy. Through Outdoorsy, you can rent your camper van out to make extra cash, and you can rent a van to try van life before you commit.
So this is the 170 wheelbase for the Sprinter van, and it actually is a 4-cylinder engine. So a lot of people, I see have the 6 cylinders, but I've come to find out the power is plenty capable, and we get about 20 to 22 miles to the gallon, which is really nice for such a large vehicle.
So our whole idea started as kind of a whim. I had mentioned it would be really cool to live in a van about 4 years ago, and much to my surprise, Jacob said, sure, let's try it. So here we are. The build took us about 2 years, but that wasn't 2 solid years of work. And we've been on the road for about, a year?
A year and 3 months.
A year and 3 months now?
And I guess it's probably 8 months of solid work if you broke it down.
8 months of solid work.
Yeah.
For a year and 3 months of travel, so we're okay with that.
In the front of the van, we have our kitchen and our upper cabinet. We had to put it all the way up front and the width of it because we have 2 sliding doors, which isn't common, but we've grown to really love. Up here, we had to make it, I wanted to max out the space possible, and I kind of like the shape of it, so we made them wider at the bottom and skinnier on the top. And they have springs on the sides, not in the middle, because it won't work with the shelf. And then we have all of our food storage and plates and backup, anything we need. And the face frame on it is actually, we have cherry here and down below cherry as well. The countertop is curly maple, which really nice with a live edge and a little epoxy fixed, which looks pretty good on the corner. We have one large main drawer that opens that has a lot of condiments in it and our silverware, cooking utensils, spices, Margaret's coffee gear because she loves her coffee, and a few pots. So here we have our sink. We took the cutout for the sink and used it to fit in perfectly to keep it clean looking, and then when we flip it over, on the other side we have our cutting board. So it's a dual purpose storage and it makes it look nice. Our sink is a little raised above, so it's not your typical sink, but it helps and it's rounded inside, so we can really clean it very well. We wanted a decent sized sink because it's really nice to store your dishes while you're cooking, and in the times when you want to shower and wash your hair and you aren't somewhere, you can actually put your hair and your head in the sink and use your faucet to clean it, which works really well. Our faucet is on an electric water pump, which is just with a jug. We have a 1 5-gallon jug for gray water and one for fresh water, which we really enjoy because we can fill them up really easily and replace them in case of they break. And we have a nice filter system with a micron filter and then a UV filter for our water because we really enjoy clean drinking water wherever we are. And the faucet here works double duty because we can open up our other sliding door, put it outside, and turn it on for an outdoor shower if you must. So here we have our refrigerator. It's a Dometic dual zone. It works. We were able to make it fit the biggest one possible in our van, and it's on heavy duty sliders. Made our own tray, built it out so we could hold it, and it's a dual zone, so it's fridge, freezer, all freezer, or turn one and the other off. So right now it's all a fridge. We rarely ever turn the freezer on because it uses more power and we eat fresher food than frozen. And sometimes when we don't need it all, we can turn off half and use it for a dry storage. We'll put bags of chips or cans or jars in there, and it works really well. When our fridge is completely filled up, we can probably go for about 3 weeks without having to go to another store with the fridge plus our dry storage combined. Our main source of cooking is an induction burner, which does draw a lot of power, but we do have a decent amount of battery storage, so that's not a problem for us. We have a backup butane, but that's just for emergencies. We like the induction because you don't have to buy fuel anywhere. As long as you have solar or power, it's free. And we didn't want to have it built in because it would take up room on the top for our drawer, and I like a big counter space, and we only cook 1 hot meal a day usually, so it seems like a large thing to give up for just 1 meal a day. To store our induction cooktop, we store it down below on our toe kick.
Our build posed some unique challenges with the double slider doors. We had to think a little outside of the box to decide how we wanted to design it. One of the places we took a lot of inspiration from were boats, of all things. They're kind of like sea vans. So that's where we get this lovely banquette space. We have the Laguna table, which we absolutely love. Spins around. You can put it far away or close up if you'd like. And it's actually really nice as well because Jacob wakes up very, very early compared to me. So he can come down here, do his thing, have a little space to himself, and I can still sleep in the back. So it really works out for us. So from the other sliding door, you can see the banquette also affords us a lot of awesome storage space. So if we move our table out of the way, you can see here we keep our cassette toilet. It's a Porta Potty 365. We love it. It gets the job done, and we really only have to empty it, I don't know, like once a week maybe. On the other side, we have our cat box. We call it the Dub Cub, and it's really nice. We have biodegradable cat litter, so it is a little easier to dispose of than perhaps traditional cat litter. We scoop the litter box about 1 to 2 times a day. Obviously, depends on how much she uses it. But once again, it's biodegradable. It's really nice. We can throw it in the trash. We can chuck it sometimes if we have a good space to chuck it. And it just kind of goes away. Back home in our actual grounded dwelling, I have a ton of plants. So one of the things that was important to me was to bring some of those along with me. The last thing we built was this plant shelf because I thought it was really important, and I asked Jacob to build me something, and it came out quite nicely. Has this live edge here, and this is Spalding, which is a special type of fungal growth that creates a black streak through natural wood. I think it's really beautiful. We mounted it to our luggage rack, so it's super strong, and it gives us extra storage space where we otherwise wouldn't have any. So this is our mini gallery. It's another one of my favorite parts of the van. Jacob's sister is actually an artist. She paints paint chips by hand, these little teeny tiny images. If you're interested in looking her up, it's Lydia Anderson Studio. But here you can see we have our van, some places we've gone. We had a bad raccoon run-in once, and it's a really fun way to pack a lot of personality into a small space.
This is where we have our electric storage. Let's move a cushion and then fold the wall down. Here we have 500 amp hours of battle-borne battery and a 300 watt solar panel on top. From Victron we have the solar charge controller and a 2000 watt multi-plus inverter that allows us to charge from shore power as well. I liked it here because I wanted quick access to it just in case anything were to go wrong or a fuse would blow. I didn't have to climb into the back of the van where I see a lot of them or dig anything out. I just had instant access right to it. Here is our little control panel. We have on the far right our power control that tells us how much solar we're getting and at the same time our battery capacity. In the middle is our inverter on and off switch or running when we're on shore power, and our SPAR diesel heating controller. Which is the interesting thing is how we have it run. It's under the front seat. It runs back and below our kitchen, under the water jugs through the kickboard. So in the wintertime when the heater's on, it actually heats up that compartment so we have warm water without actually directly having a water heater.
This is our bed space. We have a full-size bed. Very spacious, very nice, especially with this little one to share it with. We mounted our bed on the L racks that came with the van. It's really nice because it gives us space to sit up. We have all the storage here, and we didn't want to be a little too cramped, especially because Jacob's a little taller than I am, so it's easy for me, but maybe not so much for him if the bed was too high. Also gives us a lot of storage down below, which is great. Underneath our bed, we have a Frawley system. They're these little plastic springy pad things that create airflow so you don't get any moisture or condensation buildup, because that can be kind of gross, especially coming from the East Coast where it's 90% humidity all the time. So this is Dub. She's our little stowaway. That's not true. We brought her on purpose. But I'll go ahead and show you the closet now. She'll vacate. Here we have hangers, which is really nice because sometimes you want to hang up things that you don't want wrinkly. We have storage up top, some little baskets for random things, and over here we have shelves that go all the way across, which is really nice for shirts, pants, and things like that.
This is our garage. As you can see, we have 2 bikes down here, one from Margaret and I. Behind that, I store all my extra tools and wiring gear, just in case something were to break or someone needs help on something. I really enjoy helping people, so it's kind of fun to just work on things on the road, because there's some days you're like, I just want to do something. And those are good days. Down here we have water as well. We have 15 gallons extra water, and our winter gear is in a big tub in the back. I store my ladder down here. That's what I use to raise our solar panel because it is tiltable. And extra cat food, cat litter, backup butane burner. It's just our storage.
So another really great feature of our van is this bookshelf. We have some reading material, some educational material, and down below we have a fun little storage area for earplugs, cell phone chargers, and all that random stuff you need next to your bed at night. Thanks everyone for checking out our van. If you'd like to see more, you can check us out on Instagram at fantastic.pa.
And hope to see you on the road.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you hadn't noticed, we do sell an ebook for how to convert a van. It has over 190 pages of detailed instructions and diagrams, also 25 video tutorials which are specifically for the ebook buyer. Creating a van for many people is obviously a really intimidating project, but I really believe, and I've seen it time and time and time again, that with the right information, anyone can turn out with a pretty decent van conversion. So check the link in the description, subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and drop us a comment if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.